Welcome back, America. We're here with Douglas Murray. You know, Douglas Murray, it wasn't that long ago when you'd have a generation of Americans, or Brits for that matter, where if you had a regime in the Middle East that tried to assassinate the president or your prime minister, that alone would be the basis for a deadly military response. And yet we have much more than that. We have a regime that keeps announcing it's going to keep trying to make nuclear weapons and ICBMs to reach the United States and Europe and so forth and so on. I'm just going to ask you bluntly, why do we allow this to persist? The West I'm talking about. Europe, in many ways, is even worse than the rest of the world in dealing with Iran and so on. Why do we react this way?
I'd add one more to that, Mark, if I may, which is, I mentioned this in the New York Post this week. Just consider the fact that one of the reasons why so many thousands of American servicemen were killed and wounded by IEDs and other roadside traps in Iraq after 2003 is because the Iranian Revolutionary Government sent those weapons and sent their militia in order to help bog down American troops and kill American troops, as well as other Western allies in Iraq. There was a time not only where we would respond to attempts to assassinate our leaders, but to the successful efforts to kill thousands of our troops. There was a time when we would have responded to that as well. You know, there are a lot of people I've heard in recent weeks since President Trump has rightly been threatening the regime in Iran. There have been a lot of people who say, oh, well, don't you remember 2003 Iraq and so on? And of course we all do. But one of the reasons why Iraq went so bad was precisely because the Ayatollah and the mullahs in Iran sent their death squads into Iraq to attack and kill American troops and to make Iraq another vassal state of the Iranian Revolutionary Government. They've got away with this and much more for 47 years now. And the question is, as you say, why don't we do something about it? I think it's because the Iranians have got used to the idea that we don't really mean it. I said in the Post this week, just remember back to 2007, a British naval vessel, Royal Naval vessel, was encountered by the Iranians in a contested bit of water, and they kidnapped about 15 British sailors of the Royal Navy, and they held them hostage. And there was this pathetic bargaining by the then British government, and it was so humiliating, and the mullahs came out on top. They're used to doing things like that, and much worse, with zero consequences. And the question to me is, perhaps in Donald Trump, they have finally found a rival, a contestant, you might say, who is willing to actually act when they do things that are so palpably, visibly wicked, as in massacring tens of thousands of peaceful protesters. That's the sort of thing which you would think we might summon up the moral courage to respond to.
I think you're right. I think we're about to, God willing. I certainly hope so. Douglas Murray, I want to thank you so much for your wisdom. It's just terrific to talk to you. God bless you, my friend.
And you, Mark. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.